Hello.
How we doing?
Welcome to We Should Have Gone University. I'm Ashley.
I'm Jamie.
No Damien today. Sadly, he's away with what do you call it? Family bereavement.
Yes.
Sad.
Bless him.
Yeah.
Had
Anyway.
to go to the States.
Yeah, he went to America, so we're here. Anyway, guys, if you're a new listener, this is the new metal, Limp Bizkit, Korn, we grew up on that shit podcast. And we also have a
While
band.
we're on that subject, we have to pay homage to Papa Roach's tweet earlier this week.
Oh, what was that tweet? Yeah. You famously hate Papa Roach, though.
I absolutely hate Papa Roach, but when I saw that tweet,
It was something to do with Trump, right?
I'll read it out. Trump tweeted, "No collusion, no obstruction, total exoneration, Democrat witch hunt." And Papa Roach replied, "Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort."
Your favourite song, right?
So shout out to Papa Roach from me. It's only going to happen one time. Get over it.
I see. Ah, God. Yeah, you famously don't like Papa Roach. But I'm sure some guys out there, grew up on Papa Roach. I certainly did. But, yeah, not a massive fan. Anyway, so yeah, we grew up. The podcast is called We Should Have Gone University. And the reason why is because two reasons. Number one, we're one of those guys, I'm sure you're listening to this, you are too, who grew up, as a teenager. And all of a sudden we found metal and rock and we thought, that looks like a viable career choice.
Yes.
That looks good. I want to do that. And we pursued it. And we ended up in Japan. And that's where we are now. But yeah, quite a good story. But also, we've also been through a lot of shit and all the troubles with band members and recording and dealing with all the fucking bullshit that goes into a band. The fun is like, what percentage would you say of being in a band is fun to dealing with like bullshit?
I don't know. In Answer Me,
our band is called Answer Me.
In Answer Me, I honestly say it's like 90% fun.
I agree.
And I don't know why. I think there's numerous factors. I think number one, personalities, we all click well together.
Yeah.
Second, we're all friends. And from my point of view, I'm just a bit older. I'm just better at dealing with all.
That's true.
But we don't have any unreliable people in our band, which is unreliability is the cancer of bands, I think.
You're totally right there. Well, talking of unreliability, today, so we're in the midst of recording a new EP.
Did I forget to come or something?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not you. Someone else did. So, Keita, who's our guitar player, Japanese guy, said, "Keita, tomorrow, come to my house."
I was there when we had practice last night. I was there when you said.
I know. But I said, come about 12 o'clock. I gave him, a late time so that he would have enough time. But he overslept and he woke up at like 2 o'clock, which I was already finished. So
you didn't actually record today?
No, we'll do it next week. But bless him. He's a lead guitarist, right? So like the tip.
He's a rock star, isn't he?
He is a typical rock star. Just turns up late to everything, but he's really charming and he's amazing too. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So this podcast is called "We Should Have Gone to University" because basically, instead of going to school, we went to School of Rock, not with Jack Black, but yeah. And we spent our life doing bands and things like that. And if you're out there who you can relate, and come on, honestly, send us. I want to hear your stories, right? I want to hear the van stories, the arguments, and all that shit. Let us know. And the other thing is, Jamie and I, when we first met, we actually connected on us being fans of the British rock band Reuben.
We did.
And they have like a documentary called "We Should Have Gone University." So
yes. I
thought it was very fitting to call the podcast that. Anyway.
Is it an album?
It's like a documentary thing.
The documentary is what happens in Aldershot stays in Aldershot.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Shit,
there's an album they've got called.
Maybe it's like a EP or something
like that.
It's something like that. Yeah, anyway, but that's how we connected anyway. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, today, next couple of weeks when Damien gets back, we're going to be reviewing some Marilyn Manson and some
Silverchair.
Yeah, which I've been listening to a lot of, and you'll hear my opinion later. But it's kind of cool. Anyway, so today I thought. So because we just been recording stuff and Jamie's here, I thought we'd talk about some drums because anyway, but before we get into drums, James, so we've been doing band stuff. We've been writing new songs.
Mm-hmm.
Do you enjoy writing the song process of writing?
I do, because again, in this band, it's completely relaxed.
I
was thinking about this last night, actually.
What's different
I was actually thinking about this last night. So the last band I was in, so one member wrote the songs, but then he just wrote the chords and the lyrics, and then our other guitarist, he like tried to put the song into a structure.
Okay.
And if there was a fill or something that I couldn't get, he wouldn't move on until I got it.
Oh, okay.
So like the way we do it is, you know, you'll present a song, and like we'll just keep playing it, and like you just like let me get it in my own time, because you know I will.
Yeah.
But like I learn, because quite a lot of our songs they have time changes and stuff.
Yeah,
I learn how to play those individual bits, and then when I've done that, then I'll work out a way to get them to fuse together.
Yeah.
In my old band, it wasn't like that. They were like, no, you I was like, can we not just jam this riff? And they're just like, no, you have to get the fill perfect. And I'm like, but I'm telling
really?
you, this is the way I work.
That sounds very unproductive.
Yeah, it was. And I don't mean to sound self-deprecating, but I'm aware I'm not a musician. Does that make sense? I have my own.
I know what you mean.
I don't like count in classic ways. I have my own way of.
I know what you mean. That's why I've known you for about 5-6 years now, and as we've been playing together for 6 years, which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
I know you. I know that you like, and for me, it's not important to get the feel right. The point is just for you to learn the song. Do you know what I mean?
I enjoy our writing process because there's no fingers pointed when anyone fucks up.
Yeah. No. It's
because everyone just kind of. It's not like anyone fucks up when they're learning a new song on purpose. Everyone wants to do it.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I think that's like my whole thing of life is like most people not doing things on purpose. You know, like
exactly.
Like Keita, he didn't come today. He's overslept. He didn't do that on purpose. That's just something that he just does.
God, I would love to have been a fly on the wall when he woke up. His reaction, bless him.
Yeah, but I think that is a lesson you learn in life is that I try to not take everything as personal or whatever. But yeah, for you, like I like playing with you because you're like, oh, this part's good, and when you're into it, I'm more into it, whatever. And I know like recently our new songs are less not heavy, but they're more like songy songs, whatever, and it's kind of different.
A really good mix, I think.
Yeah, it's very different, but at the same time, exactly. I'll let you. You'll get it once you learn. Song. We've written like how many? Close to 20 songs now. We've been playing, and you're fine with you get it after a while. It's just letting you do your own thing.
But yeah, in my old band, it was really like, and then when you're not getting it, and you're just like saying, can you just leave me? Can you just let me like go away and work on this by myself? And then it's like you've got eyes on you and you can't do it, and and then like tempers start to flare up, and
well, I think every band has got their own process of doing things, but for me, I like the way I do it, which is I record the song myself with and I'll do everything on Logic, which I'll put the drums and the bass and guitars, whatever. Then I'll send it to you guys, and then if you're into it, then I'll teach our guitar player and bass player separately, not taking up practice time, and then we'll take it. So we usually do like 2-hour practices, and Damien, our singer, comes for 1 hour. And after he goes, and then we have 1 hour just us. So in that time, we kind of slowly build up the songs, right?
I was thinking about this the other day. Do you remember when we first started the band? We used to do like on a Monday morning and then a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And Monday morning was like an hour and a half of like the nitty gritty, tightening things up and like, and then Wednesday night would just be like for an hour, just smash through the set after work and stuff. And I kind of in a way thought, do we miss doing that? But then we do that now, don't we? It's like we had an hour and a half practice on a Monday morning and then a 1 hour practice on a Wednesday night. Yeah, and now we practice for 2 hours once a week, so it's only 30 minutes short.
It doesn't.
But I think our practices are so productive.
Yeah, it doesn't last. I don't feel like any time I'm not like, 1 more hour. I'm like,
I'm just
great,
like, fuck, we're nearly finished.
Yeah, because usually we got like a goal, right? Like we got a few, like some 2 songs we got to do, or some gig or something.
That would be quite an interesting one. I'd like to hear people email us about, because I was in a band and we were super, super productive. We used to practice really hard, and then we got our own practice room, right?
Oh, okay.
It was like this building. It was a derelict building in Wincolm Lee in Hull, and the owner, there was like 4 rooms, and he kitted them all out with PAs and everything, and we shared a room, So we paid like a monthly amount.
How much did you pay?
It was about £40, so about $60
a month.
Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing.
Absolutely nothing. But it was our room, so we split it with the other band. We had like Sundays was like off, but we had 3 nights. They had 3 nights.
Wow.
Once we got our own room, the productivity went downhill.
Yeah.
We got comfy sofas in there. We got a stereo. We just sat smoking and drinking and talking.
Yeah.
But in the same way, it was cool because it was like a haven to go for friends, and I had some really good nights there. But
yeah.
It killed our band.
Really?
Absolutely. We were really productive.
Yeah, well, I think if you like spending a little bit more cash to go somewhere, you're more likely to, to watch. Like, yeah. I see people now, like, because they have Netflix, they're on their phone half the time instead of watching the movie. But if you pay to go watch a movie in the theater, you're gonna watch the fucking movie. Right?
That's very true.
But then when you're home, you're kind of like, let me just check my phone a second. You're watching it, but it's just you're more relaxed and more.
The amount of times I'm like, get distracted on Twitter and something happens. Oh, what's just happened? I have to rewind it.
Yeah, guys. Anyway, you listeners out there, any band guys, if you have any practice and what's your like, what do you call it? Way? How do you write the songs?
Writing process.
Yeah, writing process, practicing. Because for us, it's really, really productive to do the way that we do it. And even Damien, our singer, we write the music first before he even attempts anything, because there's nothing worse than a singer just waiting around while the guys fucking jam out the music, right? It's dreadful. Anyway, so yeah, because Jamie's here, I thought we'd do some drum stuff today. So, James, for new metal in general, how important do you think drums are for metal?
Oh, wow.
Like, for example, like, in pop music, drums are pretty important, but not as important as the vocals, right?
I think they're getting less important.
I totally agree.
Way.
I totally agree.
Like, there's a lot of the. I think like the late 80s, the thrash bands, when like Metallica and Slayer and these bands were like double bass drumming and amazing drummers came in. I think a lot of people thought it was all about double bass and all this kind of stuff.
You're not a massive fan of double bass, right?
I wish I could play it better.
Yeah.
I can do it. We had some stuff, but then I remember you turning around to me and saying, "Oh, it's not really us, is it?" Just like you. But
yeah, I don't like. It's not some like little parts. I would like some double bass, but at the same time, it's not. It kind of.
I am thinking of getting another pedal because I've got a. That's another thing I'd like to know. Is there any drummers out there that think Iron Cobra pedals are crap? Because mine's shit.
You have an Iron Cobra.
No, it's
double
crap.
pedal.
I hate it.
Oh, okay.
I've heard DW ones are the best.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I think like there's a lot of bands now that have got like kind of like looser, more open drums that let the riffs breathe.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that.
And that's exactly how I want to play.
Yeah.
Like, I love so many bands that have amazing drummers with double bass, and I love like, Pantera and Architects and band, but like, I don't know, the drummers that really influenced me, metal, like rock drummers, were people like Dave Grohl and Abe Cunningham from Deftones and Puffy Borden from Faith No More, and they like single pedal drummers with really, every beat's concise and it makes the...
Well, we've talked about Mastodon before, which a lot of your friends have mentioned that they don't like the.
I love fills. Mastodon. They're one of my. They're probably my top 10 bands of all time.
Yeah, mine
but
too.
There's some albums that I listen to Leviathan.
Yeah.
And honestly, sometimes if I'm in the mood for it, I like it. But sometimes, how many times he does rolls, it does my head in.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
And I always think as well with Mastodon, like, there's a very clear... I don't know if you've noticed this recently. I've never told anyone this. I'm trying to do less rim shots. Because on our last recording, if you're hitting a single hit with a snare, with a rim shot, it sounds really powerful. But then when you do a roll, and it's impossible to do rim shots on rolls, it sounds... The fill sounds weak compared to the beat.
Okay.
So I've been trying to hit without rim shots recently.
Okay.
I still do it sometimes live because when it's heavy.
Yeah,
but recording, I was doing much less. But yeah, it just just
play the beat,
Mastodon
right?
drummer. He's fucking amazing. I'm not criticizing him.
No. But that's what
on Leviathan, which I still love that album.
Yeah, me too. I know what you mean. No, exactly. I know what you mean. Yeah, because like for example, like the song is one of the songs they got is like The Wolf Is Loose, which is like the drum.
Yeah.
That intro is amazing, but it's good enough just for the intro, just to play the song, but then the fills are cool, but I'm not 100% with you, but I know what you mean. I know what you're saying, like so. But yeah.
But like the drums on Once More Around the Sun are just.
Yeah. You're more into that. I'm a huge crack. For me, Crack the Sky.
I love to Crack the Sky, but Once More Around the Sun. That's
your album.
That's my Mastodon.
Yeah, for me, it's when I hear Crack the Sky was the one that really got me into them. But I love that album. All right, so we're talking about drums, right? So Jamie, you were talking about Iron Cobra pedals, right?
Yeah.
What other gear do you use? Like, do you have
the only thing I'm really particular about is cymbals.
What cymbals do you use?
I'm a Zildjian man.
Oh, okay. Any particular reason why?
I don't know. Maybe they're just like this hallmark of quality, I guess. But then,
yeah,
I think Zildjian and Sabian, it's like the Marshall Mesa Boogie argument for guitars.
Oh yeah,
they're both quality. And actually, do you know what? I don't actually even know how to paste the Paiste. It's like right. They're a German.
Yeah, paste. Right?
Yeah, they're a German company.
Okay.
They used to be like kind of budget cymbals, but they've really stepped up recently. We use them in the studio, and they're really good.
Huh. I guess it's kind of like the whole Line 6 thing. Do you know Line 6?
I don't.
Well, Line 6 is basically like just a guitar amp company, and they got this famous amp called the Spider, and it's basically a shitty sounding metal amp, but everyone had one because it was so cheap and loud.
Oh, okay.
It sounds really digital, horrible, whatever.
Yeah.
So I've got the Line 6 Helix now, and before Line 6 was kind of like a lot of snobs don't like them, because the quality, whatever. But this Helix is fucking amazing. I couldn't believe it when I heard it. I was like, I got to get one of them. But in my back of my head was like, but it's not a good. It's like buying like a budget, like a budget version or something. But the quality is fantastic. So I know what you mean. Yeah.
I had a Premier kit. The first kit I ever had was a Premier kit, and then I got a Pearl kit.
Was that the kit you sold before you came to Japan?
Yeah, it actually had quite a bit of history, that kit. Really good friend of mine was Simon. He was the drummer, still is the drummer. They did a tour a few months ago in a band called Earth Tone 9.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah.
And it used to be his kit. And before he had it, he bought it from the drummer from Soul Wax.
I never heard of that.
You ever heard of Soul Wax? They were like a kind of mid-2000s band.
Oh, okay.
Quite eclectic. But so yeah, it used to belong to the drummer of Soul Wax, and then Simon had it, and then he basically used to get all his stuff for free. So I bought this kit off him for like 400 quid, and it was worth about $2,000, and it was beautiful.
What colour was it?
Wood finished.
Oh, nice.
Same as your bass, which isn't much use to the listeners because they can't see it. But
yeah, they can't really see it. But
it was.
Some people hate wood finishes.
It was beautiful. I'll show you a picture of it later. Yeah. Oh, I love wood finished instruments.
Yeah, one of my best friends, Matthew, he hates. I showed him the bass. He's like, "Oh, why did you get that?" I was like,
"See, I don't like sparkly or glittery.
Me neither.
Like instruments, I just think nah.
Yeah,
not for me. And I hate. Do you know what else I hate? Clear drum kits.
Yes.
Fuck
clear,
them.
I hate
absolutely.
them.
I hate them.
Oh my god.
I really don't like them. They look cheap, I think.
Yeah, they look kind of they look shit. What about like kick drums with the band logo on the front? What if you could make one for you? Let's say with our band Answer Me, what would you have? Would you have like just artwork, or would you? Because like for example, Bran from Macedon, he loves Randy Rhoads, so he has all Randy Rhoads patterned drums, whatever. Would you have like Newcastle colours or something?
No, I wouldn't. like, this isn't going to mean much to anyone listening. For us, I'd have our logo, and then I'd just let Damien go to work and just fuck it up.
Yeah,
like,
that's cool.
That's what I do. But
that's good.
I know. I think they look professional. I think, like, if you see a band, makes me think of the Strokes when I think of that.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah. Oh God. Especially what's that song? Last Night. That video. Yeah. I totally agree. All right. So Jim, So I want to talk about what's your live process. What I mean is, right. So you get to the venue with your gear.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? So sound checking, etc. Like, and then before you play, are you tuning stuff Are you just setting everything up? What's your day in the life of Jamie as a drummer? What do you do when you
gig?
Yeah, let's say you get to the gig or your gear, and
so I get there. Yeah. I always feel a little bit. If it's a venue I know, I don't feel nervous. If it's somewhere I don't know, I feel nervous. But then again, there's also something about being in Japan that every single venue we play has a drum kit, and the one at Badlands is a bit smashed up, but like everywhere else we've played, the drum kit has been superb.
Yeah.
Like the drum kit with 414, that kit is that's like a $2,000 kit, man.
Yeah, they have real venues here. Like
So in Japan, because people look after stuff and the gears, it's less nervous here than it is in England. But anyway, I always feel a little bit apprehensive. And then while we're waiting to sound check, like every single musician, if there's a band sound checking before us and I think we're better than them, then I start to instantly feel better.
Yeah.
And if there's a band that's like got an amazing drummer or they're really good, I'm a bit like, oh fuck. And then after sound check, I don't know. I always joke that like, oh, I'm getting a small penis now, which is like my. It was actually a joke that I had with a guitarist from my old band that like. I said it once and it was like our thing.
Well, it's your way of dealing with things, right?
But I don't feel as nervous. Do you remember when I said to you before our first gig, the day I stopped being nervous is the day I stopped being a...
Yeah.
That's actually not the case. I don't get that nervous anymore.
Oh, okay.
I still like it when I do.
Mm-hmm. So obviously the kit is already there, but so are you putting your cymbals on first or what do you do?
I put my bass drum on first,
okay,
and then the cymbals, and then the snare.
Okay. Do you have any weird things that you like to do? Like,
do I have any weird things I like to do? No, I don't actually. I don't really have a very exciting answer to that question.
No, that's okay. But so you're kind of like no stress, right?
And then also, Damien's really good at helping me like passing stuff over. Yeah, the thing I used to hate is like when you go behind the drum kit, set something up, and then you have to walk, and you don't want to bother your bandmates because they're setting shit up. But Damien's he's always just there, like, what do you need? What do you need? Yeah. No, I don't really have any stress.
That's good.
The only times I've been stressed is when we've had Jeremy doing the lights. And Jeremy, if you listen to this, I'm sorry, but oh my God.
Yeah, it was a bit stressful. But it's kind of a cool idea to have. Like we try to have a bit more of a better presentation with some lights and stuff. They look really cool, but also we need an engineer to do it. And our friend Jeremy was he's a great guy, good fan of us, etc. But it was a bit of a small stage, so it was a bit in the way. But he was stressing out a bit. Okay, so and then obviously when you're playing whatever, how do you like relax yourself or whatever before you play? Are you
Don't drink too much. That's vital. Never break the 2-pint rule.
Yeah.
And I always feel nervous when we're sat waiting to start playing.
Okay. How do you warm up and stuff? What are you doing?
I just do sticking patterns in the back, and I quite like it when we're in the back room together and like everyone's just doing their own.
Yeah. Just warming up together, right?
Yeah,
that's cool.
I think we played a gig at KFB and quite a few people commented, Kismet commented, Lena commented, that we didn't seem like a band that night. And I remember Damien making a big thing that like we need to spend some time together before we go on stage.
Yeah.
And ever since then, we are all in the back room for like at least 50. It's like just, and I think it gets us all ready. But like that night, I remember I don't think we spoke to each other for about an hour before we played.
I can't remember that gig at all.
Yeah, it was. I didn't feel it at the time, but a few people said it, and then I watched some videos back, and we looked really disconnected. There was no eye contact on. Certainly, completely different to how we are now.
Yeah, I don't really remember it.
And it's funny. One of my friends, again, my friend Simon, who I bought the drum kit off, he was in Earth Tone 9. He's going to crop up quite a lot tonight. He said one of the things that he hated about when they were touring was they'd play with a lot of local bands who absolutely loved them.
Yeah.
And they thought that they were going to get to play to this band that they liked. But Earth Tone 9, they were never able to watch the support bands because they were being professional and they were either in the van warming up or in the back warming up. Right? But then they got accused of being rock stars and not supporting the scene and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, that is hard, isn't it? Like, what are you going to do?
And I never watch the band who plays directly before us unless there's like a long layover time.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, I'm always warming up then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I get myself in the moment and whatever.
And if you want to watch us on YouTube, answer me. Our singer Damien, he put some crazy outfits and makeup and paint and stuff on. I don't know. Part of our warm up procedure.
Just watching him, right?
Just being in the same room as him doing it.
Yeah.
Like we're all practicing on our individual shit, and Damien's putting his makeup on it. I start to feel like ready for a gig.
It's funny because when Jack was in the band, like obviously Jack's kind of not a straight guy, but like he's not really a rocker guy. And like Damien would be putting makeup on, and Jack's like, "Oh, Damien, give me a bit of that." And it always made me laugh. Like I was like, "Hey, Jack, hey, dude." So what about the monitor, the drum monitor? What do you need in the monitor?
I need the guitars, and I need the guitars to be able to play well. Yeah. I don't need the vocals
really
as such, but I enjoy the gig more if I can hear the vocals.
Okay, for me, if I can hear the vocals, I'm good.
There's quite a lot of, I don't know. I think as our songs seem to have less dependency on when Damien comes in. If you think about some of our songs like Animus and Puritan and stuff,
they're dependent
on Damien coming back in. That's not so much the case. So yeah, I honestly can get away. I can do a gig without hearing the bass.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because we don't. The bass is literally just under the guitars usually. So,
but yeah, guitars essential. Vocals preferable for enjoyment.
So, can you remember any gigs where
Yeah, we had that. Do you remember that Badlands gig where I was like,
"Oh yeah, the monitor." So what do you do in that situation?
I had a really, I remember it exactly. So Damien said after the first, because we went straight from the first song to the second song, with no break. It was like just feedback and we went straight in. So, but I remember after the second song, I said to Damien, "Can you tell them I fucking need this monitor fixed?" And I remember Nita-san, the engineer, she was like going crazy, but it turned out that they hadn't plugged the monitor in.
Oh, I see.
The lead had been pulled.
Shit.
The drummer in the band before, he put his kit behind the monitor, storing it, and he pulled the lead out.
Yeah.
So I remember that gig being really stressed. Okay. Like I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah.
But then once it was plugged in, I was fine.
Okay. That's good. So for anyone listening, so basically we're in Japan. We got this rock band in Japan. We played a lot of venues locally, etc. So all these people we're talking about are just local Japanese people, basically.
Yeah, sorry.
Our band is only as big as, well, we're in the city of Hiroshima and we're doing pretty well, so we're doing quite good. It's quite fun, honestly. But at the same time, we've just been in the studio. So, Jim, what about the recording process? Now, not our band now, what about your old bands before? Because talking of click tracks, would you ever play live with a click? A lot of bands do that now. No. Everybody does it.
I wouldn't like to. It would just...
Right? It takes the fun out of it, right?
It would absolutely take the fun out of it. I totally agree.
So what about recording, your experience as a drummer recording? You mentioned your first recording experience. My
first recording experience to a click. I recorded... I was in a band called Numb, and we recorded our first EP with how we've just done the last Answer Me one, where I was just playing the drums.
Yeah,
and
no click. Yeah.
And I had the guitarist in the room with me. And it was fine. I really enjoyed it. I practiced really hard for it, and it was great. And then the next time I recorded after that was probably about 5 or 6 years later. And what had happened was the band that I was with, we relocated from Hull to Nottingham. And then as soon as we got to Nottingham, we had a big fallout with our singer, and he left, and we got another singer. And then the singer lived in a house with 2 guys who became really good friends of mine and still are in a band called Earth Tone 9. So I'm going back to my friend Simon again.
Plug in that band again.
And as well as being a drummer I looked up to, we got talking, he was like, oh, can you play to a click? And I was like, I've never tried. And he's like, you have to be able to. It's like, if you can't play to a click, you can't be in a band, like in the modern era. It's just like, you need to do it. It just makes the whole recording process easier. And he was studying sound engineering at
here we go, yeah.
At the college where I eventually went, and he offered to our band to record a demo for us.
I used to do that a lot. Just
and
ask local bands.
He said, oh, can you play to a click? And it's completely my fault. He gave me the clicks. I sat at home with sticks on my, patting away on my knees, and I was like, yeah, I can play to this. This is easy.
Yeah.
And I went into the studio, and honestly, it was one of the worst days of my life. Once we started playing, I literally couldn't get past the first 2 bars of the opening song.
What was the problem?
I just couldn't get it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think any drummers out there...
What kind of band was it?
Metal.
Oh, metal.
Yeah, really, like, just as heavy as we are. And, like, I had a double bass pedal in, and it was like... And I just couldn't... I think the difference is now, when I play to a click, I attack the click. But I really... If there's any drummers out there who can vocalize how it feels the first time you play to a click compared to how you are experienced with it. And it was fucking awful. And I just remember him being really, really pissed off. And he'd invited 3 or 4 other guys who were on the course with him.
Oh, I see.
And he'd rented out the studio. It was a Sunday. And he'd brought in some other guys, and they were basically, none of them were like, they were all studying to be sound engineers. It was a project. It was a project for them.
Yeah.
And I was just so embarrassed. And, oh God, it was, I literally couldn't do it. And then he said, okay, we'll try it. I remember him saying, he said, oh, fuck, okay, we'll try it without the click. And then I played along to without the click, and I thought it was okay, but then we listened back, and he was like, it's all over the place. It's not very good.
Oh, okay.
And I remember like him being really pissed off. I remember like, and he was my friend as well. And we've never really spoken about this, but
yeah.
I remember packing up all my stuff, and then as I left, he was like really pissed off, and he was like trying to edit the drums. And as I left, he didn't even turn around and look at me and say bye. And then he sent me a message and said, oh, I'm not going to be able to do this. You're not good enough. Those exact words.
Oh, shit.
And it just crushed me. And then after that...
Did you carry on with the band?
We broke up for another reason about... Well, basically, our singer left because he had a lot of other stuff going on.
Okay.
The new singer. And then we decided that we wanted to try and keep it going and get a new singer, but we weren't motivated to do it without a singer, so it just kind of it just kind of drifted away. But I didn't have the confidence to play.
Fucking hell. Yeah, because I've known you for a couple of years, and I could definitely see, especially, I can imagine like, a much younger version of yourself taking that. That's kind of hard. That's kind of harsh from your friend, though, isn't it? I mean,
well, he's like, he's just some people, he was a professional musician. Like, but then you shouldn't always assume that people are as good as you or no, like.
Yeah.
The click. I think what pissed me off even more was I was talking to someone else who was in that band a couple of years later about how shit Simon made me feel, and they were like, well, Simon was fucking crap when we recorded our first album. He couldn't play to a click. And I was a bit oh, you twat.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it really, really like hurt me a lot.
Yeah.
And then I didn't record again in a band, and then I got in a band called Captain Dangerous, who were not metal. We were like indie pop.
Yeah.
And when we decided to do a recording, they said, we're going to do it to a click. And I literally, like, I came out in a cold sweat. I remember sat there when we were sat in a pub and we're like, yeah, we're going to book the studio for in like 3 months. And I was just like, fuck. And I just practiced and practiced and practiced. And I remember the day I got it, I was like, oh, fuck, I can do this. And then I recorded to a click with Captain Dangerous. And then we've done 2 Answer Me EPs with...
Yeah, all to a click, yeah.
With a click. And then, but then the one we've just done recently was not to a click. And it was so much more fun. It's going to sound better.
Definitely. Yeah, I sound like your guy, because I went to, or be an audio engineer, etc. And it was all about, do a click. But do you know what did it for me? What did it for me was I downloaded a lot of recent music, like Bullet for My Valentine and all this shit, and I was like, this just sounds like it's just too...
I hate Gent.
Clean. Yeah, Gent.
I'd never heard what Gent was until a few months ago when you and Damien talked about it. Right? Yeah, I do. You know I don't... I mean, there are bands that I like that do it, but I just...
In general,
it's just soulless.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's just not... I don't know, it's just not the same.
But I would still... I'd like, if any... Like, let's say I was speaking to a young person who just or anyone who wanted to start playing drums, I would say to them, practice to a metronome or try and play to a click, because it's a useful tool to have. I know I could record to a click, but the big difference is that, like, practicing without the click and being at band practice is a completely separate entity to practicing to the click. So, like, if recently, when we did it without the click, I felt that when we were just having band practice, I was practicing to record.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Whereas when you're doing it to a click, it's like, it's not at all. It's completely different.
Yeah, the problem with, like, being an engineer too is, like, you get, like, when you start out, you get, like, the list of things that other people did, and you're like, oh, this is how everyone does it. Everyone does it to a click, whatever. But then you forget that what you're trying to do is capture a performance. And I realized that for you, it's better without the click. The performance is much better. It just flows better. You do it much better. And maybe it is a little bit harder for us to edit it, but not really, because it's literally the same as doing it to a click. We've just recorded all the guitars, no problems with timing or anything like that, and there's no problems. But yeah, you're supposed to be capturing the performance, and music before the 90s was all clickless, and it's someone like, do you know what they did for me? It was what I listened to is, I'm a big fan of Shadows Fall. One of their first albums, they got a song called Redemption, and it's like dun, 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 and it's really heavy, but it's kind of like, it's not perfect, but it's really good. And then they came up with this album like about 4 years ago, and it's like, it is good, but it sounds just fake. Like, it sounds too processed.
You listen to, like, if you talk about really heavy bands, like, if you listen back to, like, the mid-90s stuff, like Pantera and Sepultura and stuff, when they weren't using a click, it just sounds heavier. It sounds more organic. I don't know.
Like, I think, because, like, I've also, like, music, like, so, like, on the computer screen, there's a grid, right? So, like, music happens in between the lines, you know what I mean? It's not
like David Silva playing football.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Though it's not like it's like it's not like there's a line, right? 1 and a 2 and a 3. Like, if you're spot on with it, it's a bit inhuman, isn't it? And it's not right. Like, and anyway. But that's cool. Interesting, Jim. It's cool to hear you say that, because I bet that must have really crushed you, I guess.
It did. It made me not want to play drums. It made me just, I don't know.
All right, so let's go up a bit on a bit drummer thing. So, do you know Loudwire?
Loudwire.
So basically, Loudwire is like the new Kerrang, basically.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's like the rock thing. And it's funny because it's run by this guy called, he's American, so he pronounces his name Graham, but his name is Graham. You know what I mean? But they say Graham, whatever.
Twat.
Have you seen, he does these interviews like Wikipedia fact or fiction. Have you seen it?
No.
Just go on YouTube, type in Wikipedia fact or fiction, and it's just him interviewing like Dave Mustaine from Megadeth, like. Okay, Wikipedia says you did this, and he's like, "No, it's really fun.
Okay, that'd be
it's really fun." But he's the most awkward guy because you can tell he's a massive metal fan, but he's not. He doesn't seem to be able to. After like he's done like a million of them, he still can't muster the confidence to be like, "All right, Dave, how are you, mate? Oh, let's go." He's just like, "Okay, so it's literally like that," and he's like I think he's like the founder of it, or whatever. Anyway, they did recently a top 66 hard rock and metal drummers, right? So all I want you to do, James, is just to say love and an anecdote, don't know or don't like. Here we go.
Okay.
Number 66 is Paul Mazurkiewicz, I don't know how to say his name, from Cannibal Corpse, the drummer.
Oh, he's a beast. People blast beat drummers astound me.
Right?
Yeah.
Next one is Bobby Jarzombeck, who, do you know Riot, the band? He's worked with Sebastian Bach and he's basically like a session musician, whatever.
Oh, okay.
I remember he...
I saw Sebastian Bach solo live.
Oh, yeah.
Once.
How was that?
Yeah, I fucking love Skid Row. I love Sebastian Bach.
I do like
amazing.
Him. He is really cool.
He's awesome.
Name 64, AJ Pero from Twisted Sister.
Prick.
Why?
I don't know. I saw Twisted Sister play live at the Rock and Blues Festival in Derby, and the singer was
Dee Snider.
Yeah, he was talking about some reviewer who gave them a bad review, and he said, and he was just like, "Oh, I hope this guy and his entire family die of cancer," and I was just like, "Wow, you're a prick."
Wow, that's a bit shit.
So I fucking hate Twisted Sister just for that reason.
Okay,
and they're shit, aren't they? Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, they're not the best.
There's plenty of glam bands who are actually good bands. Motley Crue are a good band.
Yeah.
Skid Row, brilliant.
Yeah, that's true.
Fuck Twisted Sister.
63, Shannon Larkin.
Amazing, absolutely incredible.
What do you like?
Amen drummer,
Amen,
drummer.
Right.
He did the drumming on Glassjaw, Worship and Tribute.
Oh, okay.
Big fan.
Yeah. I thought I remember his name.
Big fan. Awesome.
Okay. 62, Matt Sorum.
From Guns N' Roses?
I think so.
He is. Absolutely the man who pulls the best faces when he's playing live. He just has an aggressive face. Like, you watch some... He's not as good as the original Guns N' Roses drummer, Steven Adler.
Yeah.
But he was a good drummer. But yeah, his faces. And he always used to wear a black leather waistcoat.
Okay.
And he looked like Mr. Perfect from WWE.
Oh, okay.
WWF, it was.
WWF, right? 61, I know this guy, Marco Miniman.
Oh, yeah. So, you remember me talking about Paste Cymbals?
Yeah.
He got a contract with Paste Cymbals.
Oh, okay.
I saw him do a drum workshop at the Springhead Pub in Hull. Absolutely best drummer I've ever seen live.
Wow, okay.
Like, it wasn't he was just playing along to...
Huh.
There was about 100 people there. But he has a contract he had a contract, I don't know if he still does, with Paste Cymbals. He was like the guy who made them cool.
I see.
But he's like, to me, he's a bit of a soulless drummer.
Oh, okay.
He's like, technically, he just,
for you, who's like a soul, who's got the soul?
Who's got the soul? I know you hate him, Dave Grohl.
Okay. They do.
Oh, God. Shannon Larkin's definitely got the soul. Josh Freese from Perfect Circle.
Oh, okay.
Puffy Borden from Faith No More. Travis from Blink-182 is incredible drummer.
Yeah, I was thinking about Travis the other day because I listened to one of the Animal in the States, and it's just his fills and like.
Oh, he's fucking incredible, man.
You're right. He does it in the right places, isn't he? He's not over.
I'll tell you who's a really good drummer. Japanese band. Is it One O'Clock?
One OK Rock.
Yeah, but the way they say it's a bit different. Yeah, he's a great drummer.
Oh, okay. I haven't checked him out that much. Anyway, number 60, Blake Richardson from Between the Buried and Me, one of my favorite metal bands.
I've never heard them.
You never? Oh,
nope.
Man. Right, I'm going to send you a song later which is going to blow your fucking mind, right?
I'm sure I'll love
It's
them.
called Answer the Sky. basically, Between the Bear and Me, they just do like I'll show you later. It's really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
But he's amazing. Very, very good. 59, Jimmy Chamberlain.
He's
Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
Yeah.
I've never been a big Smashing Pumpkins fan, but he's awesome.
I love Smashing Pumpkins. Their new album's really good too. I really enjoyed it.
Really,
I'm a huge fan of them.
I should probably go back to them because I hated Billy Corgan back in the day, and then I've just...
Yeah, I think he's genius, man. I just love...
I like Siamese Dream, but
yeah,
they were always one of those bands that passed me by, I think.
I'm a big fan. 58, Lars Ulrich. How do you feel about Lars Ulrich?
Right, he gets a lot of stick. He's clearly not shit, is he?
No,
he's not brilliant. Like he's better than me, of course, but like I think if you watch Metallica live, his timekeeping is dreadful.
Yeah.
But they still sound cool. They just go with it.
Well, that's why I think once again, it's one of those things that they're just like James Hetfield is famous for doing only down picks. He doesn't up pick.
Oh, really?
Like he just goes down, 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 which is kind of a bad technique. Which is I kind of do that too. But so in a way, Kirk Hammett and Robert Trujillo are like the only
good musicians
in a way.
Yeah, he gets a lot. I think with Lars Ulrich, he doesn't help himself because he's a bit of a knobhead, isn't he? Like, when he stands up and he's like, fucking come, like he's the front man, just like, sit down, dickhead.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, I think he does get a lot of shit that he doesn't deserve for sure.
I love the drumming on And Justice for All.
What songs are on that album?
One, Harvester of Sorrow.
Okay.
That's actually my favourite Metallica album, which is controversial.
Does he help write the songs? Because when I saw the video...
There's so many of them. It's Hetfield Ulrich. Hetfield Ulrich.
Yeah, that makes sense. 57 is George Collier from Nile. Nile?
He's that right. Yeah. That's not even drumming. That's just like he's ridiculous.
I had a huge a couple of months with Nile. Just blew my mind when I first heard them. Amazing. 56, Igor Cavalera from Sepultura.
Yeah, he's good. He's tribal. I love. Have you ever listened to Sepultura Roots much?
I've downloaded and listened to it, but I can't remember.
I really want to do that album for the podcast because they moved into like a down-tuned kind of sound, and it was very 96. I think it came out, but no, Igor Cavalera was good.
Okay, yeah, I want to check out Roots for sure. 55, Dave Whitty. He's from Human Remains and Discordant Axes. I guess he was.
I've heard of Human Remains. I've never heard of. I've never heard. Them.
Now he's in Municipal Waste. I remember. Do you know them?
I've heard of them. Yeah, but never heard them.
They play like 20-second songs basically. They're mental. Yeah. They're cool. Check them out. 54, Martin Lopez from Amon Amarth.
Don't know.
Are you into that kind of like Norwegian, Scandinavian rock thing?
No, not at all.
Yeah, I'm quite. It's like a guilty pleasure. I quite like it.
I've got one of my guilty pleasures is Nightwish.
Yeah. Oh, because he was in Opeth too. He joined Opeth.
Oh, okay. I like Opeth.
I love Opeth. Yeah. Nightwish are great. Don't ever knock Nightwish. They're amazing. Their cover of Phantom of the Opera is the best cover of anything ever. 53, Steven Adler. You mentioned him.
Yeah, brilliant. Appetite for Destruction, massive influence on the way I play, I think.
Yeah. 52, Travis Barker. What
exceptional.
Do you say?
Should be in the top 10. Is this a list of most influential or something? Or
no, just like the top.
But is it in order?
Yes, in order, like just who they think is the best.
Right, Travis should be in the top 10. And I'm not a Blink 182 fan.
I agree.
But he's incredible.
I agree. 51 was Pete Sandoval, who is from Napalm Death.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right, that's ridiculous. He's higher than Travis. But I like Napalm Death. Yeah. They did a great album in the mid-90s called Inside the Torn Apart. Which was a fucking banger of an album.
I think he's famous because he did like he took blast beat, but he did like single kick as well. Like this, he did like one song where it's like a single kick, but it sounds like double kick. Basically, it's mental. 50 is Scott Rockenfield from Queensryche.
Yep, good band.
Yeah, I've seen them. Really decent.
I had one of their albums when I was first getting into rock, but I don't know enough about him as a drummer.
Okay. 49, Sean Reinert. Shit, what band is that from?
Sean, that sounds familiar.
Cynic. I don't know what band he's in. I'm not even reading it. Don't know. Maybe good. 48. Trim. Some kind of black metal drummer. Oh, he was in like Emperor, Satyricon and stuff.
I've seen Satyricon.
Yeah,
I saw them supporting Pantera.
Okay. Yeah, he was. Oh, okay.
They were shit.
Really?
Shit.
Not your cup of tea, right?
No.
47. Stephen Perkins. Jane's Addiction.
Oh, he's brilliant. Actually,
Porno for Pyrons.
I saw Jane's Addiction at Leeds Festival, but did they have a different drummer?
Who's in Jane's Addiction?
It was Perry Farrell.
Yeah,
he was, and then Dave Navarro was the guitar player.
That's it.
I'm sure. I could be wrong. I'm sure I saw him drum for Guns N' Roses. Did he play for Guns N' Roses?
Possibly. I'm not sure. It doesn't say. It just says the name.
Was it him? I might be getting the bands mixed up.
Okay.
But yeah, I love Jane's Addiction. 46.
Nick Menza.
Megadeth.
Yes.
Great. Awesome.
Wow.
Brilliant.
Rest in peace. Fucking hell. Yeah, great. 45. Tommy Lee.
Really good.
I just listened to what's that song?
He's a hell of a drummer.
Yeah. What was it? Kickstart Your Heart. That is a fucking tune, and the drums, like
he's a great drummer.
He is really, really good. He's more famous for other things, but he's fucking great. 44. Vinny Appice. He was Black Sabbath, Dio's drummer, Heaven and Hell, etc.
Oh, okay.
When Bill Ward was out, etc.
Yeah.
I do like Dio's solo stuff, so if that's him, then
I don't know. I've never really listened to him.
Yeah, I do like it. 43. Brad Wilk.
From Rage.
Yeah, and Audio Slave, yeah.
Yeah, he's another one, like, people, I have heard, like, elitists, I call them, saying that, like, he's not very good because he's very simple. But he's another one. He's like, what I said, like, he's got soul and like, he's just, he just makes everything sound as good as it needs to. He just lets the riff breathe.
I know what you mean. Yeah,
he's a big influence on me on, like, my bass drum work. You listen to a lot of Rage's riffs. His bass drum drives a riff.
Oh, okay. Huh. Well,
yeah.
His bands are crazy. Like Rage, Audio Slave, Smashing Pumpkins, Pucifer, and then he did...
Was he in Smashing Pumpkins?
Yeah, for a bit, I guess.
I'm surprised at that because I don't think he's anywhere near as good as Jimmy Chamberlain.
Weird, right? And then he did a Black Sabbath album too. Fucking epic.
Fucking hell, fair play.
All right, next up, 42 is Tommy Ramone from the Ramones.
I don't know enough about the Ramones.
Man, I love Ramones so much.
One of my ex-girlfriends was a huge Ramones fan.
Yeah.
And I remember it being like background. I must admit, I'm not the biggest fan of like the kind of trashy punk. I'm aware it's good. It's just not what I choose to.
Yeah, I understand.
I don't know enough about the Ramones at all.
I love them so much. Like every album, I'm like, oh, there's like 2 or 3 massive tunes. A lot of the songs sound the same, but it's like eating something delicious. You know, it's like you know, I don't mind having another one. It's like eating grapes. You know, that's a good grape.
Very Moorish.
That was good. Yeah, exactly. 41, Filthy Animal Taylor from Motorhead.
Again, other than Ace of Spades, I've never really listened to much of Motorhead.
Yeah. I love Motorhead. It's not just classic songs. It's weird because like even Motorhead, another band, like the Ramones are kind of a band who made 3 chords into, you know, their own genre basically, and then Motorhead did the same thing with just like the and then just, you know, with Lemmy's bass, which is great. 40, The Rev from Avenged Sevenfold. He died really young too.
Yeah, I never really got into Avenged Sevenfold.
Did you listen to that much?
How long ago did he die?
2009.
Oh, okay.
I've been into him.
I met the current Avenged Sevenfold drummer at Summer Sonic Festival 3 years ago.
Oh, okay. Because it was fucking...
some young session guy they had.
Yeah,
it was just incredible.
Yeah, it was the guy from Dream Theater, wasn't it? He joined.
Was that him?
No, he quit. He quit Dream Theater to join Avenged Sevenfold.
Then
Mike Portnoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then he got fired.
Oh, yeah, no, the guy I met was like some...
Yeah, so whoever they got next was that guy. I saw Avenged Sevenfold. They supported Iron Maiden in Twickenham, in Twickenham, I think. Yeah, I saw
I've seen them twice. Like, to watch live, I was like, you know...
yeah,
good,
I thought
riffs,
I thought they were going to be, like, getting up there, but, like...
I've literally never...
I think you might like some of this
stuff. To...
Like you should try to look at a Spotify playlist or something like. They're pretty good, but not A class for me, you know. Anyway, 39, Mike Borden, Puffy Borden, is he called? Huh?
Absolute legend. Left-handed drummer.
I see it.
He was also played for Korn and Ozzy Osbourne.
Didn't he? He played in high school bands with Cliff Burton.
Really?
Yeah, they were in a high school band together.
That's pretty.
That's crazy,
random.
right? Him and Cliff Burton.
I absolutely love Puffy Borden. King for a Day, Fool for a Lifetime, which was one of our first. That was my first choice that we did.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that album.
Just drumming on that album is just.
I've gone back to that so much. So yeah. I've quite enjoyed it. 38, Scott Travis. He was in Racer X, and then he moved on to Judas Priest.
I've heard of Judas, but I've never heard of Racer. Yeah. I don't know enough about them to.
Yeah. 37, Roger Taylor from Queen.
Yeah, brilliant.
Legend. Bit. Because of this fucking movie, they've been on everywhere and it's making me sick of them. But
I still haven't watched it. Yeah. I'm really weird with music movies. I don't like biographies about music. I just don't. I don't know.
I think the rock ones are not good. I quite enjoyed the Motley Crue one, which is really fun.
Yeah, I want to see the Elton John one because I really like Elton John. And I think he's a really interesting guy. But
the rap ones are really good. Eminem's 8 Mile is great.
8 Mile was good. Yeah.
And
Straight Outta Compton.
Straight Outta Compton is really, really good. Yeah. Really good. 36, Phil Rudd from AC/DC.
Yep, awesome.
Fantastic. And then actually, after he left, there was a Welsh guy took over. So my dad's a huge AC/DC fan. Like, and I mean, like, I can't explain how much AC/DC. Everything is AC/DC. When I was a kid, the only thing we ever listened to was AC/DC. I know every single fucking AC/DC word and song. I just, without even listening to them, you know what I mean?
Do you find it difficult to listen to them now? Or?
No, when I was a kid, I kind of pretended I hated them, but I actually loved them. It was really weird. Anyway, 35, Mick Harris, who was in Napalm Death.
Really? Oh, they had two drummers. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I guess he's the inventor of the blast beat.
Oh, okay.
He's the guy who was like one of the first guys to do it, yeah. Anyway, I'm not big on them, but anyway. 34, Cozy Powell.
Yeah. I had a
Rainbow, Black Sabbath.
I had a Cozy Powell vinyl of one of his solo albums.
Oh yeah, I think
it shows someone dead in a swimming pool on the front of it.
Yeah, can you think of who's a drummer who's gone on to be like a front man or whatever?
Dave Grohl.
Dave Grohl. Phil Collins.
Phil Collins.
Tommy Lee did a rap album.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, technically, Killswitch Engage.
Oh yeah.
On the first album, Adam was the drummer, right? And then he became the guitar player, that's kind of weird, isn't it? Like, Bon Scott from AC/DC was the drummer, and then he became that. Don Henley from the Eagles.
I didn't know that.
Well, he was a drummer and singing.
Oh, okay.
But that's why I saw an interview with him because, like, do you ever seen on Netflix? There's a Eagles documentary.
No.
It's like 6 hours long. It's like in parts. It's fucking amazing. And it shows the whole like, oh man, it's amazing. It shows like them, you know, as young and then slowly getting pissed off with each other or whatever. And they're doing the harmonies. And basically, because he's playing drums and singing, he had to like sit straight and play. And he's like fucked his back up basically. Like later in the touring with Eagles, he'd have to take a mattress with him every time because he couldn't lie on had to lie on the mattress. Like, yeah, he's the best singer in the band is the fucking drummer. It's like, and like, oh great, I love Don Henley. Anyway, yeah, next one. 33, John Dolmayan from System of a Down.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, that guy's kind of like famous without people knowing who he is.
But he's another one who, like, he just
got it right.
Yeah, he's just got the groove.
Got it. 32, Josh Freese. Yeah,
absolutely love him.
The drumming
on. We did Made a Numb, the Perfect Circle album. The second album, 13th Step. His drumming on that, I'd absolutely love it.
Did you know other bands he's been in?
Vandals?
Yeah, he was in 9 Inch Nails.
I know he sessioned for them live.
Weezer?
Yeah. Again, he
and
did.
And Devo, fucking hell.
Yeah, he's like the go-to.
Amazing. 31, Mickey D from Motorhead. So he actually became the drummer after the old drummer, and I think he was in like Dokken and stuff.
Okay,
like before. It's funny because all of Motorhead are British, and they got this one American drummer guy, and he's really good. I'm a big fan. He's in King Diamond too. 30, Tom Hunting, Exodus.
Yeah, he's very good.
What's up with Exodus? Wasn't Kirk Hammett in that band or something?
Something to do with...
Yeah, because they got some beef or something. Something like that. Anyway, whatever. 29, Matt Cameron.
Soundgarden.
Yeah. Is it
Soundgarden and Pearl Jam.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Pearl Jam.
Amazing.
Good, yeah. Yeah, I'm not a massive... I need to listen... Oh, we're going to do those down the line. We are, to get them into them. 28, Brandaler. What can you say?
Who?
Brandaler from Mastodon. Yeah, I know that he's got one of those. They got weird names.
I don't know. Yeah. I'm song names and band member names.
Yeah, I know this. Bill Kelleher, who's the guitar player. Brent Hines, of course. Brandaler and what's the bit? Troy Sanders.
Okay.
Yeah, not the most.
They just sound like a band, don't they?
Yeah. Amazing. 27, Ian Pace. Deep Purple.
Oh yeah.
But I think
that was
he's the only ever drummer of Deep Purple. Every other member has changed. He's like the long-running member. Amazing. Do you ever hear Highway Star? Deep Purple? It's fucking bang.
Smoke on the Water was the first song I ever learned how to play 16ths to on my hi-hat.
Oh, okay. Yeah. If you forget those songs that are like really, simple, but they're training, isn't it? Yeah.
Wonderful song.
I literally learned how to play guitar by just copying Iron Maiden. That's all I ever did. 26, Chad Smith.
Yep.
Will Ferrell, of course. 25, Paul Bostaff.
He was Slayer, wasn't he?
Yes. He replaced
Lombardo.
Dave Lombardo. Yeah. Must be a great drummer. Fucking hell. 24, Hellhammer.
That's got to be a Norwegian black metal band.
He's a session musician for like Emperor, Immortal, Dimmu Borgir, like I guess those kind of bands. Black metal drummer. Are you a fan of black metal? Not really.
Sometimes I like it. I always admire the singers.
Yeah. Danny Filth.
Danny Filth was
legend.
Fucking brilliant.
So good, I know. 23, Mike Mangini, who took over as the Dream Theater drummer.
Okay.
And I've literally, if you go on YouTube, you can see like people hate him. Like they'll be like, listen to this track by Mike Portnoy. Listen to the feel, and now listen to the same version with this guy. Look out! And I'm like, they're kind of spot on in a way. Like when I listened, I was like, I do know what you mean. Like the way that he would play. He's Berkeley graduate. This guy, Mike Mangini. So he's like a real, musician, whatever. Whereas, so he's doing it all by reading it. You know what I mean? The drum notation, etc. While Mike Portnoy was just fucking. He's a musician too. He went to school, but I feel like Mike Portnoy is more of a. He wrote the song. He knows where he's going. Yeah, he is good though. 22. Thomas Hack from Meshuggah.
Oh god. So he's like I just can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Just gent, isn't it? It's just it's amazing. And I know Meshuggah are fucking incredible.
They're great. Yeah. Yeah, it's because he does polymeters, right? He's playing 4/4, but then at the same time.
See, I listen to that and it doesn't make me want to play drums.
Really?
I don't know if it's something because maybe there's some kind of subconscious thing because I can't do it. But
it might be. Yeah, it might be a bit of both.
But then I enjoy listening to drummers who groove. I don't know.
I know what you mean. 21, Mario Duplantier from Gojira.
He's awesome.
How good? Did you see the guy from Hatebreed, Jamie Jasta?
Yeah.
He basically kicked off because do you know Churches with a V? There's a band, there's a pop band, whatever. Anyway, they played headlined over Gojira, and he kicked off what the fuck? Have you heard Gojira's last album? It's heaviest shit in the world, and but he looks like a right dick because Gojira are a really successful band. They're never gonna be fucking did you nothing talk to Ben? Oh, did you see Gojira's performance last week? No one's gonna give a shit about that. They're an amazing metal band. He's a great drummer. I think he's the brother of the guitar player and the singer, so they're brothers. Great. I love Gojira. 20, Clive Burr from Iron Maiden on the first. There's 3 albums, I believe.
He's no Nico McBrain.
Oh, a lot of people get angry now, but yeah, I do love Nico's drumming. Clive Burr, legend. He did all the Run to the Hills and the album, so very dues to him. He's a legend forever. 19, Vinnie Paul.
Oh, what a guy.
Yeah. Did you listen to his other band? What's that band? Hell Yeah.
Yeah. He's a perfect example for me of... If you listen to Pantera, he uses double bass.
Yeah.
But if you actually listen to some of their heaviest songs, the double bass isn't just like... It's not like Machine Gun double bass.
Yeah.
You listen to like the riff from Broken. Just like do.
Yeah.
It's just simple. He was Vinnie Paul at playing simple, solid beats that made the riff breathe, but then showing off and doing it in fills. He's fucking brilliant.
I guess
absolute legend.
It is hard for a drummer not to be like that. You do have to hold back, you know. And It's kind of hard because you're trying to serve the song, you know what I mean? But yeah, it is difficult. 18, Alex Van Halen. I do like Van Halen's first album. Well, first 3 albums, actually. But I'm not sure I'm not massive. I'm more into the guitar and the vocals.
I'm not a big Van Halen man.
I'm pretty good. 17, Gene Hoglan. Wow. Strapping Young Lad.
Oh, God, Strapping.
Death Clock, Fear Factory, Testament.
He was in Fear Factory?
Apparently, yeah. He's
what's his name? What name?
Gene Hoglan. So... Yeah.
He's in Fear Factory. He must have been...
He's massive. He looks huge.
He must have been later on in Fear Factory because they had Raymond Herrera was their drummer.
Yeah, well, he's a massive guy. This guy.
Yeah, he does
huge.
Look big.
16. Oh, Mitch Mitchell from...
Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, Jimi Hendrix.
Incredible. Absolutely
why
incredible.
Is he so...
He played with the orthodox grip, so he didn't hold his stick like that. He held it like that.
Okay.
The drumming on... All Along the Watchtower by Jimi Hendrix is
I do like that song.
Absolutely amazing.
Okay. 15, Terry Bozzio from Frank... Well, he was in Frank Zappa. Do you like Frank Zappa?
I've heard him. I must admit, when I've listened to Frank Zappa, I wasn't paying much attention to the drums.
It's not... Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, it seems cool, though. He has a massive kit. Here's his kit. Look at this kit. What the fuck? 14, Chris Adler from Lamb of God.
Oh, yeah.
Who has currently left, I think.
Now, he is prime example of someone who is technically brilliant. He looks bored as fuck when he's playing live.
He does.
He just, like, everything's so... That, to me, is soulless. And, I love Lamb of God. I genuinely love Lamb of God. I was listening to Lamb of God on my way here tonight, actually.
Yeah.
And... I've seen him live, and he's brilliant, and he's better than I could ever be. But it's like,
I just watched the live video of Lamb of God, and I was like, they all look bored.
Have you seen which is the video for Desolation, the one that starts with the drum fills? Yeah.
Yeah, they all look kind of like just like fed up and just
not
into it anymore.
Yeah. He's like the definition of soulless gent drumming.
Yeah. He's done session stuff with Protest the Hero too and Megadeth, which is pretty cool.
Protest the Hero.
Great band. Oh, 13, Nico McBrain.
Yep, there we go.
Don't need to say anymore. Legend, hero.
Made a career on playing exactly the same beat for 12 albums.
Well, that's the problem that I made, is that Steve Harris makes the same chord progressions and plays the same bass line, so it's like, what are you going to do?
He's a legend.
Yeah. 12, Charlie Benante.
Yes, Anthrax. I was waiting for him to come up. He is, along with Danny Carey, the best drummer I've ever seen live.
Oh, okay. I've never gotten into Anthrax.
Oh man, I love Anthrax. You should listen to 2 Anthrax albums. You should listen to are Sound of White Noise and They've Come for Us All.
Okay.
Fucking brilliant. He's awesome. I love Charlie.
Number 11, Joey Jordison.
Yep.
Jordison.
Love him as well.
Yeah, he's like even like people who are not into metal know him. Like Slipknot, like, you know, this funny band that are just like people that don't like metal into them know who he is. His mask is iconic.
I was at Download when
he filled in for
Lars.
Lars, I see.
One has never sounded so good.
Number 10, Dave Grohl.
Yep. I know you don't like him, but
yeah,
beast, absolute beast. Songs for the Deaf is just that's drumming, man.
I would say it's more the production and the guitars on that one, though, but never mind. Anyway, number 9, Bill Bruford, who was in Yes and did a bit of Genesis, etc.
I love Genesis, but I don't really.
Do you know Yes? Like I've
heard of Yes.
Really, really cool.
Yes,
like
I've heard of Yes.
Proper prog drumming. Like,
I don't know enough about him.
Very cool. Very cool. Number 8, Bill Ward from fucking Black Sabbath. You gotta look. Have you heard the first Black Sabbath album?
Yes, it's awesome.
Like, they recorded that in like 2 weeks or something, and it's so good. Like his drumming is amazing. He's like a jazz drummer with, this little rock element in it. Are you a big Black Sabbath fan?
I like the first stuff, but
yeah, me too. I like the
really.
first 4 or 5 albums up until when Dio came in. And I like that too, but just just brilliant. Yeah, he's a legend. 7, Mike Portnoy.
Okay,
great. We saw him in Hiroshima with his
Winery Dogs.
Winery Dogs. It was really cool to see him, fair dues. Yeah, I was blown away by them actually.
Oh, the singer was amazing.
Yeah, Richie Kotzen, his guitar. He plays without a fucking pick, man. He's playing all this. He looks effort. Like, he's one of the best guitar players in the fucking world. Our bass player, Tero, is obsessed with him. Like,
yeah,
he loves him. Like, he's got
when I'm thinking about the dancing style, that's making sense now.
Yeah, he's got his custom guitar. It's got his custom amp. He's got anything that Richie Kotzen touches, and yeah, he is amazing. 6, Ginger Baker.
Yep.
Cream and fucking.
My dad always, when I started playing drums, my dad was always like talking about Buddy Rich and Ginger Baker. They used to have like big. Apparently, they used to have like slang matches in a newspaper. They'd like write a letter in, and like it's just
that's cool.
Yeah, and there was a famous put down by Buddy Rich where Ginger Baker said, "Oh, you should check me out on my double pedal. I'm really like shit hot."
Yeah.
And Buddy Rich said, "What you can do with 2, I do with 1."
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I like
just
it.
like shut him down.
Cool. Number 5, Danny Carey.
Oh.
And Tool's new stuff is coming out. All the stuff is up online now.
Yes.
On Spotify, etc.
Yeah, he's like. But again, he's someone who right, this is going to sound really weird. You said to me when we were doing a couple of podcasts ago, you said to me like, "Oh, did that like?" I get the feeling if you really admire a guitarist, you want to be able to do what they do.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's the drummers that I admire.
You don't want to copy that?
No, it's like the drummers I admire are like, this is good. I don't know how this makes me sound. The drummers who, so like Dave Grohl or Puffy Borden or my mind's gone blank. Like Abe Cunningham from Deftones. Like, if you said to me, okay, you've got 6 months to learn these songs and you're going to be in this band, I could do it. I could play those songs. But like, if you said to me, you've got 6 months and you're going to be Tool's drummer, or you've got 6 months and you've got to replicate Charlie Benante at Anthrax, there's absolutely no fucking way. And I'm happy with that. I'm happy for those guys to be something I'm never
something that you can never
ever
get to. I know what you mean.
Like,
I kind of know what you mean.
They're prodigiously talented. I just kind of feel that some of my favorite drummers are people who are probably like me. They just have done it through practice and hard work. I don't know.
Okay, that's interesting. Number 4, Dave Lombardo.
Yeah, I know he's amazing. I've seen Slayer live. I've seen Slayer live with Bostoff and Lombardo.
You're not a Slayer fan, right? You don't like that?
No, it's not that. I just like. I don't think. I listened to a Slayer album. They've got some amazing songs. I think Rain in Blood, Seasons in the Abyss.
Yeah.
I had this Slayer double live album, which Hell Awaits as well. That's a fucking great song. But I don't know, Slayer. They were always like.
Is it the vocals?
No, it's not. It's, I think, a lack of groove in the riffs.
I see.
Like the bands of that ilk, like Pantera, they've got a groove.
Yeah, like you do like a groove, right?
I do, yeah.
Fair dues. All right. 3, Neil Peart from Rush.
Yeah, he's amazing. I'm not a big Rush fan, but I know how good he is.
I do like them. Number 2, Keith Moon from The Who.
Wow. Okay. Number 1.
Who's number 1?
I've got no idea.
Come on, it's the one that everybody says all the time. Fucking Led Zeppelin.
Oh, John Bonham.
John Bonham.
He is incredible. Right.
Yeah.
So, people who I personally think should be in that list.
Before we do this,
I
think that John Bonham is a good drummer, but I think the real star of his drums is reverb. Because, I'm sorry, the reverb in those songs it's so good. He's playing really good drums, but for me, it's all about the reverb. So for me, number one is reverb, because without reverb, drums wouldn't sound as good. So there we go. Yeah, what would be your top?
My most underrated drummer of all time, and I don't even know his name, is the drummer from Clutch.
Oh yeah. I have no idea.
He is incredible.
Very good. I've seen him a few times and not a fan.
Who else is a really underrated drummer? I think Dave McClain from Machine Head.
For me, it's got to be the guy from Paramore.
Yeah.
I think the drummer from Paramore is amazing. Very, very good.
Yeah. I'm sure there'll be... As we continue with this, they'll pop into my head and I'll just spit them out,
right.
Out of context. But
all right, so James, all right, let's move on. So James, let's building on that. What band would you love to be the drummer of? Because I saw a funny thing. My friend said that he would love to be the bass player in Aerosmith because he loves Aerosmith, but he wouldn't want to take any of the big jobs. So being the bass player is perfect because he could just be in the back, but kind of like, you know what I mean? I definitely would be. What band would you love, regardless of ability, just like for you to be in, that you would enjoy the most, do you think? If you could be the drummer in any band?
Many different reasons.
You got to choose one.
Just one?
Yeah.
I can only choose one?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, man. Oh, it's impossible. Oh, man.
So take into account just like how much fun it would be. Not about money or anything like that. Just that you would really, as a drummer, enjoy playing.
Either Faith No More.
Yeah.
Oh,
or
fucking hell, man. This is impossible.
All right, I think about it. We could talk about it on the next podcast. We'd be quite leave the listeners hanging.
Faith No More or Caius.
Oh, okay. Oh, that would be good.
That'd just be like,
you're a groove guy, man.
Yeah, you just be there in it, wouldn't you?
Yeah. All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
What about like your favorite drum parts in any songs? Do you have anything in particular? Like
favorite drum parts in any songs? Okay.
Just off the top of your head, stuff you really love.
The fills in 46 and 2.
Oh, yes.
Clutch, Prophets of Doom. There's a bit where it gets into the fills. Right. There's a song, and I don't know that... You remember... I said... I don't...
Jamie never remembers the name of songs.
Right. There's a band, I don't know if you've ever heard of them, called 1 Minute Silence.
Yes.
Right. Their first album, track 2, is absolutely incredible. Actually, can we just listen to it?
All right, so the song is called South Central.
South Central by 1 Minute Silence.
The drum intro, you love that, right?
Shit band, but I love the beginning of that song.
Okay.
So what did I say? I said Tool.
One for me is I love Circus Survive, Kicking Your Crosses Down. The beginning is just like a kick drum, and it's like just like a hi-hat little feel. It's fucking brilliant. It's so simple but great.
Mouth for War by Pantera.
Oh, okay.
The first track off Vulgar Display of Power. Pretty much all of Songs for the Deaf. Dave Grohl on that album. It's just incredible.
That's cool.
Any Carnival fans out there?
Ooh, Carnival, a band Jamie really, really loves.
Oh, I adore them. Absolutely adore them.
Yeah, well, we've been close to doing one of their albums, but we've had to back out.
They've got a song, track 10 on Sound Awake, Dead Man. The drums on that. Oh.
We'll definitely check this out in the future. All right, okay, guys, so let's go to an email before we go.
Okay.
We had an email from Tim Rasmussen again, another legend. I can't remember where he was. I think he's in Scotland. I can't remember. Anyway, he said, "Hi guys, great episode on Tools Anima. Totally in agreement with Jamie. 5 out of 5 all the way. How's the recording going? Very, very well.
Brilliant.
It's so much fun. Do you think it's this EP and then do a full album? I'm quite enjoying doing these like little 4-track things, right?
Yeah, I think if we did a full album, we would have to wait a long time while we wrote it, and I don't particularly want to go back and record the songs because they're done.
Yeah,
I like the
agree.
passage of time.
Yeah, I think releasing EPs regularly is a cool way to do things these days. Down, we're talking about never doing albums again and just doing EPs.
Down, as in
Down.
Phil Anselmo?
Yeah. They have 2 more.
There's another drummer with soul, Jimmy Bowers.
Fucking brilliant. Yes, you're right.
That's
you're right.
Nola. Oh,
that's a great song. The album, right?
Yeah, superb.
Sorry, yeah. Yeah, they have 2 more due, but they seem to have just stopped, so I'm not sure what's occurring with them. I guess they must be stopped, right? Phil Anselmo's like totally fucked up again. If you do go for a full album next, my only advice would be to do no more than 10 tracks and keep it under 40 minutes. Think about it. How many of your favorite albums are short and to the point? Too many releases these days squeeze as much on a CD as possible and suffer as a result.
Well, as someone who grew up and passed my driving test with a tape deck in my car,
yeah,
if you could fit 2 albums on a 90-minute tape, 1 on each side, that was gold.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, hope it's going well. Found a podcast you might be interested in, Heavy Metal Historian. Check out his last 3 episodes on new metal. Oh, that's cool. Good to hear other podcasts again new metal too.
Have a cross.
Yeah, I'm a big podcast guy, so I'll definitely check these out. Anyway, cheers. Thanks, Tim. Awesome. So guys, if you enjoyed the show or want to contribute in any way, email us at weshouldhavegonetouniversity@gmail.com. Anything, band stories, gigging stories, anything about that stuff. We want to hear it from you. And we'll be back in a week or 2 with Damien doing Manson
and Silverchair.
Yeah, either one of them. So we'll do once a week anyway. But yeah, Jim, I enjoyed that. I'm glad you're back and things go well. So you can tweet us at GoneToUniPod. And we have a Patreon set up at patreon.com. We should have gone to university. And that's about it, really. Yeah, that's it. All right, guys, take care. See you soon.
Bye-bye.